DCBTK. On May 25, 2020, then Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin bound and slowly tortured George Floyd to death. Chauvin knew he was being filmed as he leisurely and painfully killed the barely able to protest Floyd over nearly 9 minutes of suffocation. But his two greatest concerns seemed to have been training fellow police officers Tao Thao, James Alexander Kueng, and Thomas Lane how to torture an already handcuffed and subdued suspect, and teaching George Floyd a lesson. Chauvin and Lane are white, Thao of Southeast Asian Hmong heritage. Floyd was African American, and Kueng is a light-skinned man of mixed heritage who identifies as black. The skin colors of assailant, accomplices, and victim are relevant as they exemplify the systemic racism that is woven into U.S. culture. The ability and temerity of a uniformed white officer slowly torturing a subdued, handcuffed, and rendered innocuous black victim in full daylight while being observed by bystanders and warned repeatedly that Floyd was imperiled beg for us to explore the resulting vandalism and arson that accompanied some of the summer's protests. We must examine, compare, and contrast and speculate what the resulting protest would likely have descended to had the victim been white, the killer and one of the other officers black, one Asian, and the fourth assailant black. My thought is that had a black officer been torturing a bound white man to death, the white man would have lived because A, the subordinate white officer would have stopped the black officer from continuing with his bind, torture, kill by whatever means were necessary. B, some good white guy with a gun would have pulled his weapon and threatened the black officer. Or C, the good citizens of Minneapolis would have rushed forward to stop the execution barehanded. Do I know any of this to be true? I do not. Therefore, the word speculate. I have been a vocal opponent of violence for nearly half a century, and while I support nonviolent, in-your-face civil disobedience, I do not support arson nor other property damage. I do not support the rare instances of arson and property damage perpetrated by a very small number of bad actors at Black Lives Matter, George Floyd protest marches, but I can certainly understand them. Imagine watching an officer whose job it is to serve and protect slowly torture to death a bound man, a son, a father, a brother. The rage would have been intolerable, and the self-restraint shown by the vast majority of protesters in the face of thuggery by Chauvin is an incredible testament to those who marched. George Floyd's family members have been awarded $27 million by the city of Minneapolis. Derek Chauvin is currently being tried for manslaughter, second-degree, and third-degree murder. I pray Chauvin is convicted on at least one of these charges, and that the fine people who Donald Trump praised at the Charlottesville, Virginia Unite the Right white supremacist Klan rally in August 2017 can throw off their January 6, 2021 insurrectionist violent ways and accept Thomas Jefferson's, "We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness," as a declaration of what we must work towards, not what we must fight against.